Hey there, fellas. Welcome back to Garage 54. I'm your host Vlad. So a lot of people are starting to call our channel a place for automotive madness. I say we stay faithful to that tradition and just keep going on. This here is our little green car, which we've already given a hot air balloon lift, but weren't able to get up on a pressurized water jet. It's still in our possession, as you can see. So I've decided to do a little experimenting. I'm actually looking into doing a bit of exercise. So I went to the store and bought me a few of these. Didn't cost me too much. It's a set of pedals and some sprockets. There are actually a few sprockets here, each with a different amount of teeth. I've also purchased a shifter for this front set of bicycle sprockets. A couple of chains so that we have the right amount. And let's not forget that every bicycle has to have a horn. Try not to laugh, but this is what modern horns look like. How can you resist such a nice little horn like this one? So yeah, I've got me one of these too. Here's the plan. I'm going to install a driveline, connected only to one wheel. As you can imagine, making it two-wheel drive would require a differential, since the wheel's turning radius does vary when cornering. So it'd be the same story as with a welded diff. It won't be easy pedaling the car, especially in corners. Of course, it's going to be much easier in a straight line, but we aren't only going to be doing straightforward driving, are we? Anyways, so with the help from a welder, some tubing, an angle grinder, a sledgehammer, and anything else we can find in the garage, I'm going to be throwing all of this in. Let's do it. Gas prices are rising and we're converting an OK into a bicycle car. Translation and voiceover by BMI Russian. Alright now, fellas, here's what we're looking at. So this axle, which I previously installed into the shorty to replace the prop shaft, we were able to put it to good use again. Here's a smaller CV joint I found, which I can slip right in. You can see I grinded it down a bit on a lathe, since the splide sign was a bit different. Anyway, it doesn't matter since we are going to be welding this on anyway. I'm going to be installing the sprocket on this side of the axle. We sourced it from an old-school Soviet Ural bicycle. For some reason, these chains just won't. I guess it's obvious who made them. Anyway, they're too narrow to fit on this here sprocket, which means we'll have to find an old Ural spec chain to use. It's a bit wider and it's more robust, and hopefully we have enough length. We are facing a slight problem here. These are both outer CV joints. And as you probably know, they're very tight, as in they have no slack to them. Axles do tend to shift length when cornering and when the suspension is loaded up. Anyway, I just can't come up with a way to attach an inner CV joint. I did have a few ideas, but I really don't want to go down to the store to buy stuff. Whatever, I guess a sliding fit will have to do. I've got some tubing lying around here somewhere, which I bought yesterday. Here's a little piece I cut off. It fits pretty well, actually, with just the slightest gap. Hopefully, given the length of the assembly, the chain will stay in place. I won't be turning the wheels too much either, so that the length stays pretty much the same. Assuming the car drives in the first place. Hopefully it will. Anyway, I'm going to grab this assembly. By the way, here's the bike I was talking about. Right over there. I've actually had it for a really long time. As in like a ridiculously long time. And now it's finally met its fate. I mean, the fact that it was just lying around in the garage was starting to bother me. But it came in handy after all. Anyway, I think you get the picture. Now it's time to figure out how we get this all in. Let's do it. Here's the Ural bicycle chain, fellas. I mean, yeah, it has been sitting around for a while in the garage. It's completely seized up. Right, we seem to have some rust issues. I can't even straighten it out properly. I mean, come on. I'll just treat it with some lubricant. Hopefully that'll help. This is what we call a liquid spanner, which we use to resolve such issues. You can find it pretty much in any Russian parts shop. Or you can order some off the internet. This stuff isn't hard to come by. There will be a link in the description, fellas. Order some for yourselves. Anyway, guys, our magic spanner has done its trick. The chain is working beautifully. No more rust. We're looking good. Anyway, here's what we're looking at. It seems like one chain isn't going to be enough. We'll start by measuring everything up using just one chain. But later on today, I'll look around the garage and see if I can find an extension. Let's go. Anyway, fellas, here's where we're at. We've worked well into the evening. In any case, our pedal car turned out just the way we like. As in, it's a true ghetto build. I mean, we tend not to use all sorts of fancy tricks and parts. Everything's pretty straightforward. Let me get something out of the way here. In the beginning of this video, I showed you a gear shift mechanism. It has this... I don't even know what you call it. This thing which shifts the chain from one sprocket to the next. Anyway, I decided not to install it. I'm a bit concerned after somebody telling me that I won't be able to pedal a 300-kilo car. So right here I went with the smallest sprocket, while using a big Ural sprocket in the back. There's only one problem. The chain turned out to be the wrong size, and it's sagging a little bit. We could install a tensioner, of course, but we're in a bit of a hurry, so we ain't got time for any of that. I tried pedaling without load, and it did come off a couple of times, but I reckon we won't be seeing any of that under load. I haven't driven the thing yet. As you can see, I cut the floor up a bit, right here, so there's plenty of room for the pedals. I've even cut the dashboard a little so that shoes can come straight through. I don't want to get my feet caught on the panel. Anyway, I reckon it's time we go for a ride before it gets too dark outside. Let's take it to the road. Damn it. Right. I forgot we have no brakes. Easy now. Be gentle. There we go. It's working. Okay, so far so good. Our pedal car goes and even steers. Come on now. Oh, I totally forgot how to reverse a bicycle.
Ну все.
Made it.
А теперь
Now we go forward.
вперед. А, кстати,
By the way, guys, here's what else we have going on.
вокруг много
As you can see, there's quite a bit of concrete debris lying around.
с этого автомобиля.
That's from this car, which we filled with some concrete.
На самом деле, реально мы его
We basically got almost all of it out of there.
весь выкопали.
There's only a tiny bit left.
Там немного там осталось.
It should be good for some more thrashing after we clean it out and give it a vacuum.
Будет еще как-нибудь убить.
All right, let's go for a drive.
Поехали.
This is a pretty decent exercise bike we have here.
Фу. А я хотел еще...
And to think I wanted to wrap the chain around the big sprocket. Right.
Тут точно, блин.
That would have made it pretty much impossible to pedal this car. Okay, we have our first issue. The chain fell off. But since we have no floor, we can easily move the car around like this.
Вот так перемещать.
Shit.
Все,
Okay, now we go the other way.
вперед.
I'd much rather prefer some asphalt.
Хорош.
What the hell are you laughing about?
Давай,
Get the damn chain back on. What's that?
Куда
We want to run where? Okay, let's do that. This isn't going too bad. I'm digging it actually going downhill. Awesome. Oh, there's a puddle. Get your shitbox out of the way, dude. Look at what's coming through.
Все.
All right, we made it. I just had to hit a new car, I mean.
Итак, ребята,
Anyway, fellas, I just couldn't help myself.
значит, что сделал?
So I've relocated the chain to the largest sprocket,
Перекрываю звездочку.
if you can see it from here.
Видите?
Here's the biggest one, right here.
Звезда.
It used to be on the small one.
Маленькая, среднюю.
I didn't even try the one in the middle. I decided to go for the big one.
Ну и на...
Hopefully this will give us a bit more speed.
О, блин,
I really want this to go a bit faster. Oh, for crying out loud. Fucking A, man. What the hell?
Все.
Right, we're done here.
Если
To be honest, the large sprocket does make driving a bit more convenient.
удобнее. Не надо
You don't need to pedal like crazy to carry some decent speed.
Так идет, ничего вроде.
Oh, lots of crunching noises. What did I just run over?
Все.
This should do. Let's go. This ain't too bad. This would be much better on asphalt, though. Yo, Alex, you want to have a go on the exercise bike?
Так,
How do I slow this thing down? I have no brakes. Using my feet, I guess.
ой, кайфово.
This feels pretty good. Hey, babe, hop in. Let's go for a ride. This is how you do it. What's going on?
А как?
Well, of course, obviously. I've got myself a pedal car.
Бип-бип!
Oh, I forgot to install the horn. Right, let's get this party moving.
Тихо.
Careful now. Get out of the way, sportsman coming through. It's all right. Well, yeah, of course I'm moving. Just got a bit of an issue with the brakes. You got a lot of fans.
Ага.
It's what's inside that matters. Well, obviously. I forgot to install the horn.
Где ты? Клаксон, блин. Фу. Кошмар.
That was a bit of a nightmare. All right, we made it. So here's where we stand, fellas. Converting a car to pedal drive isn't difficult in the least. It is very much doable. All you have to do is lighten the car a bit. After that, you do some calculations in terms of differentials, leg length, and whatever. I mean, while some people run, others fly, right? Anyway, I think this experiment was a success. The car moves with zero issues, it amuses bystanders, everyone looks happy, and that's great. So that'll be all for today. Watch us, subscribe, suggest, comment. See ya!